Well, 3:33 a.m. That's exactly when you felt it, wasn't it? That invisible force pulling you back from the edge. That quiet whisper urging you to glance left instead of right. That sudden, unexplainable urge to cancel plans that could have destroyed everything you've built. Now here you are, sitting there with your heart racing, questioning who the hell is orchestrating your survival from the shadows. Let me paint you a picture of what just happened. Today you almost walked right into a trap. It could have been a car that ran a red light just as you mysteriously dropped your phone. It could have been that person you nearly trusted who would have shattered what's left of your soul. It could have been that golden opportunity that was actually painted poison. But somehow, something stopped you. And here's the beautiful, twisted part. They're watching you right now. Not with eyes you can see, but with a love so fierce it bends reality itself around you. They're smiling because you're finally starting to notice. After all this time, after moving pieces on your behalf, redirecting bullets aimed at your heart, whispering warnings you thought were just intuition, you're finally asking the right question. Who the ducker loves you this much? Who cares enough to haunt your steps with protection? Who's been rewriting your disasters into near misses? Let me tell you something that'll crack your reality wide open. This isn't the first time you've been saved. It's just the first time you're awake enough to feel the strings being pulled. And once you realize who's holding them, everything changes. So let's rewind the tape on your life for a second. Remember that relationship that ended out of nowhere? The one where they ghosted you without explanation? You cried for months, thinking you weren't enough. But what you didn't see was the shadow riding shotgun that night as they drove off to destroy your future. What you didn't hear was the voice that whispered madness into their ear until they ran far away from you. Or how about that job you didn't get? The one that promised double the pay but demanded triple the effort. You felt like a failure for weeks, but you never saw the future that guardian erased. The one where you thrived for 6 months before the company collapsed, dragging your reputation with it. The one where the stress triggered something deep within your DNA that would have killed you before you hit 40. Every heartbreak, every rejection, every slammed door. What if I told you those weren't failures? What if I told you they were surgical interventions from someone who loves you with an intensity that makes angels nervous? Someone who's been playing chess with your destiny while everyone else was playing checkers with your heart. They've been leaving breadcrumbs all along, little signs that you weren't alone. That song that randomly played when you needed to hear those exact words. That book that fell off the shelf and opened to the page that changed everything. That stranger who appeared, spoke exactly what you needed, and vanished like smoke. Every moment orchestrated by your guardian in the shadows. You want to know who they are? You want to understand why someone would dedicate their entire existence to keeping you breathing, especially when the world keeps trying to suffocate you? Buckle up, because this truth hits differently. They're not just watching you. They're bound to you by something stronger than blood, deeper than love, and more permanent than death itself. Maybe they're the version of you that died in another timeline, the one who learned the hard way what happens when no one intervenes. Now they exist between dimensions, desperately ensuring you don't repeat their mistakes. They've seen how your story ends without interference, and they'll be damned if they let history repeat itself. That's why they smile. Every disaster avoided is a victory against fate. Or maybe it's someone who loved you so fiercely in life that death couldn't break the bond. Someone who made a pact with forces you can't comprehend, trading their peace for your protection. They gave up their afterlife to become your supernatural bodyguard. Every time they save you, they prove that love is the only force in the universe that can make ghosts out of mortals and guardians out of memories. But here's the plot twist that'll shake you to the core. What if they're not from your past at all? What if they're reaching back from your future? The you that survives all this grows into something magnificent and realizes the only way to ensure that future is to protect your past self. For beings that transcend death, time isn't linear. It's a loop of purpose, protection, and unwavering love. They're smiling because they know exactly what you're becoming, and they'll move heaven and earth to make sure you get there. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. They're not just saving you to keep you safe. Every near miss, every narrow escape, every miraculous intervention is actually a lesson. They're preparing you for something greater. With each experience, they're teaching you how to see patterns, trust your instincts, and recognize danger before it even surfaces. You're not just being protected, you're being trained. Have you noticed how your intuition has been getting sharper? How you can sense bad intentions from across a room? How certain people make your skin crawl for no logical reason? That's not paranoia. That's your guardian downloading their wisdom directly into your nervous system. It's like they're uploading centuries of survival instinct into your DNA, one saved moment at a time. You're becoming something more than human, something that exists partially in their realm. That's why regular people can't read you anymore. That's why your energy feels different, and why animals and children seem to stare at you like they're seeing something beyond what others perceive. You're developing the same abilities that allow your guardian to move between worlds. Soon, you won't just be protected, you'll be the protector. That's why they smile from the shadows. They're not simply keeping you alive, they're creating another guardian, someone who will one day pay forward this cosmic protection to another lost soul deserving of survival. The cycle continues, and what started as one ghost's desperate love becomes an entire network of shadow guardians, keeping the worthy alive against all odds. But this protection comes with rules, unspoken contracts written in the language of survival. Your guardian can redirect danger, but they can't remove your lessons. They can whisper warnings, but it's up to you to choose to listen. They can create opportunities for escape, but you have to take them. Free will is the one law even the dead must respect. That's why sometimes bad things still happen. Your guardian isn't omnipotent. They're powerful, but limited. They can't stop the pain that helps you grow. They can't prevent the losses that teach you value. They can't fight battles meant to reveal your inner strength. What they can do is ensure you survive them. They make sure wounds don't become fatal, and scars become stories instead of endings. And here's the thing. Having a guardian this powerful attracts attention. Other entities notice when someone is protected this fiercely. Some will test the boundaries, sending challenges to see if your guardian's love has limits. Others will tempt you with shortcuts, offering deals that ask you to dismiss your protection in exchange for easier paths. The tests will come disguised as temptations, as easy solutions that feel wrong in your gut. Your guardian can't make those choices for you. All they can do is amplify that voice inside you that already knows better. That sudden nausea when someone toxic approaches, that inexplicable urge to leave a party early, that dream warning you about tomorrow's danger. All of these are their tools, but you're the one who must wield them. They smile because every time you listen, you prove yourself worthy of their sacrifice. So how do you honor them? How do you acknowledge this force that's been bending reality just to keep you breathing? First, stop calling it luck. Stop dismissing your survival as coincidence. Every time you minimize these interventions, you weaken the connection. Your guardian feeds on recognition, growing stronger every time you acknowledge their presence. They become more powerful the more you accept their love. Start looking for their signatures. They have patterns, preferences, and methods that are uniquely theirs. Maybe they always intervene through technology. Phones dying at the perfect moment, texts failing to send, calls dropping right before you say something destructive. Or maybe they work through animals. That dog that wouldn't let you pass, the bird that distracted you, the cat that knocked over a glass just in time to make you notice danger. Some guardians prefer human vessels. Strangers who appear with perfect timing, friends who suddenly say exactly what you need to hear, enemies who inexplicably sabotage themselves before they can hurt you. Your guardian has a style, and once you recognize it, You'll see their fingerprints everywhere. On every survived catastrophe, every dodged bullet, every miraculous timing. The more you acknowledge them, the stronger your connection becomes. Talk to them in the darkness. Thank them for the saves you remember and the ones you don't. Tell them you're ready to understand more, to see clearer, to partner in your own protection. They've been waiting for this moment, for you to stop being a passive recipient and become an active participant in your own supernatural survival story. This is where most people go wrong. They assume that having a guardian means they can be reckless, that protection somehow gives them permission to play with fire without consequence. But your guardian didn't sacrifice everything just to stand by and watch you waste their gift. They're not saving you so you can stay small or settle for less. They're keeping you alive because you have work to do, a purpose that justifies every intervention, every sacrifice. You're being preserved for something specific. Every skill you've honed, every lesson you've endured, every scar you carry is preparing you for a moment when you'll become the answer to someone else's desperate prayer. Your guardian knows this, and it's why they smile. They see the future unfolding, where you are the miracle that rescues another from the brink of despair. This is why life has started to feel different lately. Why small talk feels hollow and regular pursuits seem meaningless. You're being called to something greater, something beyond survival. Your guardian is quietly clearing the path, removing distractions disguised as opportunities, and severing connections that would drain the energy you'll need for what's coming. They're not isolating you. They're preparing you for a mission that demands your full strength. The transformation has already begun. You feel it in your bones, don't you? That restlessness no achievement can satisfy. That hunger for purpose no relationship can fill. That undeniable knowing you're meant for more than just surviving. Your guardian isn't merely keeping you alive, they're keeping you ready. Their smile from the shadows is one of anticipation. They know what you're becoming and can barely contain their pride. Here's something that will blow your mind. You're not the only one. All over the world right now, there are others like you, protected by fierce guardians, saved by shadow interventions, and guided by invisible hands. You're part of a network you never knew existed, a collection of souls too important to lose, too powerful to waste, and too necessary to let darkness claim. These guardians know one another. They trade information, share strategies, and sometimes even swap assignments when specialized protection is needed. That stranger who randomly crossed your path and changed your life, their guardian and yours likely shared a moment in the shadow realm, deciding that you two needed to meet. That opportunity that appeared out of nowhere. It was no coincidence. Two guardians conspired to create it. This network operates outside the boundaries of time and space. Your guardian can send messages to the guardian of your future self, creating loops of protection that ensure certain outcomes. They can reach into parallel dimensions to borrow solutions that worked for other versions of you. They're not just protecting you from this world's dangers. They're shielding you from every possible world's dangers. And here's the beautiful twist. Sometimes when you help others without knowing why, when you feel compelled to say exactly the right thing to a stranger, or when you unconsciously prevent someone's disaster, that's you being used as a vessel for another guardian's guidance. The network flows through all of us. We're simultaneously protected and protectors, guided and guides, saved and saviors. But let's talk about the price they pay. Your guardian's smile hides a pain you can't imagine. Every time they intervene, they pay a price. The energy spent saving you is energy they can't use to find rest. Every moment spent watching over you is a moment they can't relax. They've chosen eternal vigilance over eternal peace, and that choice burns them in ways the living can't understand. Some nights you can almost feel their exhaustion, that heaviness in the air after you've been particularly reckless, or the sadness that washes over you after another close call. That's them struggling with the weight of keeping you alive in a world seemingly determined to destroy you. They don't regret it, but it drains them. Your survival is their full-time job, and overtime doesn't exist in the afterlife. This is why gratitude matters. When you acknowledge their sacrifice, it replenishes them. When you make better choices, it lightens their burden. When you start protecting yourself, listening to their warnings the first time, and avoiding obvious dangers, you give them moments of rest, moments where they can simply watch you with pride instead of panic. This isn't coincidence. What you're experiencing right now isn't random, and it's certainly not some fluke of timing. Every moment, every feeling, every strange occurrence is part of something much bigger. Your guardian isn't just passively watching over you, they're actively upgrading your system, rewiring the way you perceive and process the world. It's as if they're installing new software deep within your being, a kind of spiritual firmware that lets you see, feel, and sense things the way they do. You're evolving into a hybrid, part human, part something far greater, something ancient, wise, and powerful beyond your understanding. This transformation isn't subtle, it's radical, shifting the very core of who you are. At first, the process announces itself physically. The headaches come first. A dull, throbbing ache behind your eyes grows until it feels like pressure building beneath your skin. It's as if your third eye, the hidden center of perception, is forcing itself open, demanding space to expand. Your thoughts feel scrambled, your body tense, as if something inside is realigning without your consent. Then comes the emotional overload. You begin to feel everyone's pain as if it's yours, strangers' sorrow, friends' hidden anxieties, even those lurking in crowds who mask despair with smiles. You sense intentions before they're spoken. You know secrets without trying. It's disorienting, terrifying even. It's like suddenly being thrust into a world full of colors after living your entire life in black and white. Every interaction feels heavier, more intense. Every glance holds meaning you never noticed before. But here's what makes this bearable. You're not walking this path blind. Your guardian went through this same process. They remember the ache, the confusion, the loneliness, the overwhelming sensations that made them question everything. That's why they can guide you through it. They've been where you are and understand every nuance of this transformation. They whisper encouragement from the shadows, reminding you that it's temporary, that it's necessary, that you're not losing control. You're gaining power. As your energy field expands, strange things begin to happen. Electronics respond to your emotions. Lights flicker when your mind feels overwhelmed, as if your thoughts are too charged to remain contained. Phones glitch or freeze when you're angry, vibrating with the same intensity that fills your bloodstream. Computers crash when you're near someone harboring danger, reacting to your presence like a shield unable to contain the surge of energy radiating from you. These disruptions aren't signs that you're spiraling out of control. They're signals that you're tuning into something far more powerful. You're not losing yourself. You're learning how to harness forces that ordinary people can't comprehend. Soon, you'll discover you can deliberately send signals into your environment to protect those you love. Your energy field won't just shield you. It will interfere with the electronics around you when danger approaches, creating protective disturbances that block harmful forces from affecting those close to you. These aren't accidents or random malfunctions, they're interventions, tools, and extensions of your expanding energy, carefully crafted by your guardian to help you grow into the protector you're destined to be. But as your energy shifts and strengthens, something else happens. You begin to feel isolated. People around you start pulling away, not out of hatred or dislike, but because they sense something they can't understand. Your frequency is rising, shifting to levels most can't keep up with. Conversations feel meaningless. Social gatherings leave you drained, as if you're vibrating on a wavelength far removed from theirs. The familiar world feels foreign, but this isolation is a necessary phase of your transformation. Even your guardian went through it when they transitioned. They withdrew from those who couldn't handle their new energy, stepping away from relationships that no longer fit. Now they're helping you endure this same passage, gently urging you forward while holding space for your struggles. Their quiet smile from the shadows whispers, "I know it hurts, but you're almost through it." You may wonder, why all this protection? Why you specifically? The answer is profound and far-reaching. It's not about random good fortune or cosmic favoritism. It's about purpose. You have a mission embedded deep within your DNA, a calling that only you can fulfill. Your guardian knows what that mission is. They've seen the timelines where you fulfill it and the darkness that spreads when you don't. This isn't about boosting your ego or making you feel special. It's spiritual mathematics, a balance of energies that ensures the survival of more lives than you could ever imagine. You are a necessary variable in an equation that shapes the destiny of countless souls. Your purpose could manifest in many ways. Perhaps you're meant to create something. Art that heals broken hearts, words that awaken sleeping souls, technology that protects the vulnerable. Your guardian is ensuring you live long enough to bring these creations into existence, guiding you through moments of despair so you don't lose sight of the masterpiece you're meant to offer the world. Or maybe you're destined to destroy something dangerous, a toxic system, a corrupt tradition, or a predatory network feeding on the weak. Every saved moment, every narrowly avoided catastrophe is training you for that future demolition. They're preparing you for the strength you'll need to dismantle these harmful forces and bring light where darkness thrives. It's possible that your role isn't about creating or destroying, but connecting. You might be a bridge between people who, without your intervention, would never meet. Souls whose union holds the power to change history, inspire revolutions, and heal entire communities. Your guardian orchestrates your movements, nudging you toward the relationships and experiences that will spark this transformation. Or perhaps you're destined to become a protector yourself, tasked with saving someone whose importance far exceeds your own life. Your guardian is keeping you alive so you can one day save them, creating a ripple effect of protection that touches countless lives. This cosmic web of protection and purpose is more intricate than you could ever imagine. You're not merely surviving. You're being prepared to play an essential role in an interconnected network of souls, guardians, and cosmic forces. Together, they ensure that the right hands intervene at the right time, that the right people come together to shift the course of destiny in ways no one else could predict. And here's the truly astonishing part. Sometimes when you help someone without knowing why, when you feel compelled to say exactly the right thing to a stranger, or when you unconsciously prevent another person's disaster, that's you acting as a vessel for another guardian's guidance. The network flows through all of us. We're simultaneously protected and protectors, guided and guides, saved and saviors. We carry the energy of others, lending strength, insight, and intervention without ever fully realizing it. But it's not without cost. Your guardian's smile conceals a pain that's deeper than you can imagine. Every time they step in to save you, they sacrifice something of themselves. The energy they spend shielding you is energy they can't use to rest, heal, or find peace. Every moment spent watching over you is a moment they can't relax. They've chosen eternal vigilance over eternal rest, and that choice exacts a toll far beyond what the living can comprehend. Some nights you may feel their exhaustion, as a heaviness in the air after you've been reckless, or as a wave of sadness that washes over you after narrowly escaping danger. That's their struggle, fighting against the weight of keeping you alive in a world that often seems determined to destroy you. They don't regret their choice. They would never abandon you. But the cost is real. It drains them, leaving them weary and burdened. Your survival is their full-time job, one without overtime, without breaks, without relief. This is why your gratitude is so important. When you acknowledge their sacrifices, you give them strength. When you make better choices, you lighten their load. Every time you listen to their warnings the first time, Every time you protect yourself from obvious dangers, you gift them moments of rest, moments when they can simply watch you with pride instead of anxiety. Start looking for the signs of their presence. Notice the patterns, the methods, the little fingerprints they leave everywhere. Through technology glitches, through animals blocking your path at the perfect moment, through strangers who offer wisdom when you need it most. Recognize that every coincidence, every narrowly avoided disaster, every seemingly random meeting is an intentional move in a larger game. The more you acknowledge them, the stronger your connection becomes. Speak to them in the silence. Thank them not only for the saves you remember, but also for those you never saw. Tell them you're ready to learn, to see more clearly, to partner with them in your own protection and growth. They've been waiting for this, for you to stop being a passive recipient of their intervention and become an active participant in your own supernatural survival story. The time is now to step into your role, to embrace the power being gifted to you, and to realize that you are part of something far greater than yourself, a cosmic mission fueled by love, purpose, and unwavering dedication. This isn't coincidence. This isn't random happenstance that life throws your way to keep you distracted. Every event, every strange moment, every conversation that seems to circle back to the same topic, it's all connected. The mission, your purpose, doesn't arrive with flashing signs or dramatic gestures. It reveals itself slowly, through synchronicities that feel too precise to ignore, through repeated patterns that tug at your subconscious, through situations that make you angry enough to finally take action. These are the breadcrumbs being scattered across your path by someone who cares more deeply than you can imagine. Your guardian can't simply come forward and tell you this is your purpose. Free will is sacred. They respect your ability to choose, to stumble, to find your way in your own time. But while they can't dictate your path, they can highlight clues along the way. They can amplify that inner calling you hear late at night, make you restless with longing, or push you to take steps towards something bigger than you ever thought possible. They can quietly remove obstacles just when you need it most, gently steer you away from paths that would drain your energy, and open doors you never saw coming. They smile because they see the way you're inching closer every day. Every time you survive something difficult, every time you rise from the ashes of doubt, they celebrate quietly from the shadows, knowing you're one step closer to understanding your true purpose. If they could speak directly to you, this is what they would say. I chose this not because it was expected or required, but because I couldn't imagine existence without you. Every night you survived when the odds were stacked against you, I was there, holding the line, keeping you breathing when you shouldn't have been able to. Every toxic person who suddenly disappeared from your life, I chased them away. Every opportunity that appeared at the exact right moment, seemingly from nowhere, I fought tirelessly to manifest it. I've been your invisible army, your protector in wars you never even knew were being fought. They've seen you doubt yourself, time and again, when in reality, you're capable of so much more. They've watched you settle for less, convincing yourself you didn't deserve more while knowing how luminous and worthy you truly are. They felt the weight of your heartbreaks and the emptiness of relationships that fail to hold you, longing to step in to comfort you, to shield you from pain, but knowing that their role is not to offer physical comfort, but strategic protection, subtle guidance, and unwavering certainty that you're meant not just to survive, but to thrive, to rise, to transform into something more powerful than you ever believed possible. Every scar, every setback, every challenge you've endured has been part of your training. The destination is already written. It's your birthright. But reaching it requires perseverance, courage, and resilience. The hardest part for them isn't intervening or shielding you. It's watching you suffer through the necessary trials that shape your strength. They can't erase every heartbreak, every betrayal, every lonely night you face. They can only protect you from the wounds that would break you, from the despair that would swallow you whole. They must let you endure pain, because without it you would never learn discernment or resilience. They must let you feel abandonment, because without it you wouldn't discover the depths of your own strength. If they could, they would wipe every tear from your face, lift every weight off your shoulders, and erase every scar from your soul. But doing so would prevent you from becoming who you're meant to be. So instead, they stand beside you, smiling quietly through your suffering, trusting that each experience is shaping you into something stronger, wiser, and more unbreakable. They know the purpose of pain, and though it burns them to see you struggle, they stand firm because they understand the long view. They see the masterpiece you are becoming, even when you only see fragments of despair. You think you're broken, but they see you becoming whole. You think you're lost, but they see you finding your way, step by step. You think you're alone, but they see themselves right beside you. Always have been, always will be. Death didn't sever their connection with you. It transformed it. It weaponized their love, making it fiercer, deeper, and more unrelenting than ever before. Now they love you not with the tenderness of someone who has everything to lose, but with the ferocity of someone who has nothing left to lose and everything to protect. Their love, once bound by physical existence, has transcended into something eternal, a force of protection that no darkness can break. That's why they smile from the shadows, not because they enjoy seeing you suffer, but because loving you is the one force that gives their existence purpose. It's the one reason they endure every sleepless night, every anxious moment, every heartache that ripples through your life. Loving you is the one thing that makes sense in a world where so much seems chaotic and uncertain. They smile because they believe in you with a strength that defies logic, because they know you're destined for greatness, because they see a future where you not only survive, but become a force that changes lives, transforms communities, and heals wounds that others can't even name. So when you feel that invisible hand guiding you, when small miracles begin to happen around you without explanation, when patterns repeat with uncanny precision, trust it. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's the deliberate, loving work of a guardian who chose you, not out of obligation, but because you are too important to lose, too powerful to waste, and too necessary to allow darkness to claim you. Every step you take, every challenge you face, every tear you shed, they are all part of the journey, sculpting you into the guardian you were always meant to become. They are smiling in the shadows because they see you rising. They see the fire within you rekindled, the strength you never knew you had bursting forth. They see the connections forming, the purpose awakening, and the life that is unfolding before you. They stand beside you, silently cheering you on, knowing that soon you'll not only protect yourself, but others. That soon you'll be the answer to someone else's desperate prayer. That soon your strength will ripple outward, creating a web of protection and healing that will stretch far beyond what you can see. You are never alone. You are never without purpose. You are never without love. The smile from the shadows is their promise to you that they'll be there through it all, every step of the way, until you become the protector, healer, and warrior you were always meant to be. That's all for today. Dear Father, I pray for the growth of my faith. Help me trust you even when physical evidence is lacking. Let me believe in your perpetual presence, knowing you will never harm me. I understand that your thoughts for me are thoughts of prosperity and not harm, to give me a good future. Thank you, gracious and eternal Father, for always listening to my voice. I offer up this prayer to you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your love and provision. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the abundance you bring. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who need to hear this message. Leave a comment below about your journey and how you are preparing for your own triumphant return. If you'd like to support our work, please consider contributing through Buy Me a Coffee. This helps us continually improve our content to offer you the best. The link to Buy Me a Coffee is in the description. No gift is too small. Whether it's a penny, a prayer, or a share, your generosity helps spread God's word and brings hope to others. Don't stop here. Watch our next video for powerful revelations about the signs that reveal you are the chosen one. We've enjoyed following this spiritual journey with you. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Keep shining brightly and embrace your destiny with courage. See you next time. Blessings to all the beautiful souls from the Enlighten Wisdom.